Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of hospital bag packing for when you're going into labour. So I've broken this one down. You might see me looking off to the side the odd time, but that's because again I'm referencing the spreadsheet. I'm like uber organised, so it's got kind of like what I'm wanting, have I got it yet, is it packed, etc. And it's actually got like a notes comments column. So I just personally find that really handy. It means that as I've kind of packed, as I've collated stuff as I've went along, I've been able to kind of keep a track of it without having to constantly go through like the suitcase that I've got. So we'll start off with general items, then we'll go on to toiletries, and I'll finish off with clothes. Hopefully you've already watched part 1, which is also available both on my Instagram and YouTube, which includes like what you need to pack for the baby and also any kind of like drinks or snacks that you might need. So we'll just start off for the hospital bag for you, because that is the most critical. Your husband can always bring more stuff for the baby. You want to make sure that you've got all the things you possibly could think of wanting or needing to make you feel comfortable in labour. So with that in mind, first thing I've started off with is the birth plan. Now, I've heard conflicting things about birth plans, whether they're actually looked at, depending on the midwife or doctor. You know, have you been consultant led? Has there been any engagement at the hospital up to now? And there's a lot of templates that you can find online as well. The kind of one that I have went for is really just a 1-page, kind of almost bullet points of what I'm kind of wanting before, during and after labour. So I will take this and give it to the midwives when I go into labour. I've also got a spare one in this book just in case as well, and I've also emailed it to myself so that I've got one electronically if need be. But that covers off things like the environment, fetal monitoring, examinations, also any kind of like drug preferences if you want to be asked, if you want to have to ask for them, etc. Skin to skin, cord, placenta, vitamin K jab that the baby gets straight after birth, feeding as well, formula, breastfed, do you want support, have you brought colostrum, and just even going down the route of I'm going to potentially ask for laxatives for coming home as well, because one thing that I keep getting messages on is, one thing that a lot of people don't tell you about is that first poo after labour. So sorry to drop the tone, but very important. Similarly, I'll cover off some stuff for if you're going to tear or get an episiotomy. That's something to consider as well. All right, so birth plan is number 1. Number 2, I'm going to take my hypnotherapy book. So I undertook a course with Lindsay of Born This Way Hypnotherapy, and one of the best things I've done, Jonathan included as well. So it's a full antenatal education, and it also covers off like breathing techniques, how to stay calm. But for me, the biggest thing generally is around what to expect and also what your rights are. So what can you ask? And pretty much it's everything. It's your labour, it's your birth, it's your baby. You have total control. So it's that empowerment element that I really got from it that was beneficial. In here, it covers off kind of like affirmations. It's got a script for Jonathan if he wants to speak to me in a certain way, especially as we get to the transition stage of labour, which is the bit that they portray in movies as being the, I can't do this anymore. It's not that long, it's actually a few minutes long, but they love to dramatise it, don't they? It's also got like massage in it that he's going to do like on me during labour. So he's been referencing it. You think he'd know it by now, sadly not. So just, you know, like, well, typically I can only imagine how he's going to feel in that situation as well. So having the book to reference will probably be quite good for him. As such, I'm just going to bring this up because it's in general items, albeit it's in my toiletry bag, is massage oil. So that is for Jonathan to use on me, pregnancy and labour massage oil. I got that with my 9 maternity clothes package. They actually packed a little bit of the massage oil in there, so quite a handy little travel size, perfect for taking to the hospital. Right, big one. Look how long that cable is, right? It's one thing I get told. Big, long cable. Charger, you'll need your phone. don't know what scenario you'll be going into labour in, right? But you don't know how long you're going to be in there for, so you want a charger. I'm also taking a backup charger, albeit that one isn't so long, but backup. You also got to consider your partner, if they're with you for any prolonged period of time, if something happens afterwards. Ideally they want to be bringing their own in their own bag, but just in case they don't. Earphones. So I've got earphones that plug into my phone. I'm also going to take probably my wireless like earphones as well, just in case. And so you see I've got a little bag here. I'm like putting all the electronics in this bag. My last item is TENS machine. Right, so that comes with pads that you stick onto yourself, and it generates an electric current which can act as pain relief. Right, so I got that from Baby Care TENS, and it was the OB TENS machine, and we got spare pads as well to test it. I made Jonathan test it on himself. Get your birth partner to do it. He said it's pretty powerful. So in the early stage of labour, when I'm attempting to stay at home when it comes on, this is what I'll be using as the first stage of pain relief. iPad as well. I've actually not got this with me because it's in my bedroom, but you want something, I mean, you can use your phone if you want, but again, you can actually alternate between. So say you need to charge your phone up, it means you've got your iPad. Download, so don't guarantee that you're going to have internet signal, so maybe download some series episodes from Netflix, Prime or whatever. You can get that onto your device and you've got it. Otherwise, download a few books, and that's an option as well. This was a good hint, and I mentioned this in my first video, right? So when I was talking about the drinks, is a sports bottle and also a bottle with a built-in straw, right? And you want this because instead of having to tip up a bottle of the Volvic I was talking about, you literally, I feel like I'm teaching you how to use a straw. It's come recommended by so many people that it's so much easier than having to tip up. So that's one thing. This has a dual purpose. It could be covered within general items for drinking, and I'm going to tell you the second one, right? But similar reason, you can just drink. Second one is, I don't know if you've maybe heard about like a piri bottle or a bidet bottle, right? And you know, I mentioned tearing or an episiotomy, or if you're needing to get stitches. Basically, if you go for a pee following giving birth and you've had to get stitches or anything's ripped or been cut or anything, you can imagine the sting, right? So you can go online on eBay and Amazon and buy a specifically branded peri or bidet bottle. However, you can just use one of these. I tried to use, I was testing it, yes I was, a jug, and you can't really get like the angle right. So I've been told by quite a few people, you actually want that kind of like projectile jet, which is what a sports bottle is ideal for. So you'll have plenty of them if you're going to pack like the Lucozade or isotonic drinks that I'd mentioned in my last video. So handy for both drinking in labour and also for use afterwards. So keep that in mind. COVID. So what you're going to need during COVID times, don't forget your masks. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately, it's everywhere I suppose now, you are needing to wear a mask. So basically they're asking that you wear masks around about the corridor, going to the toilet, anywhere else. When you're in active labour, they don't expect you to wear one. Your partner will be asked to wear one, or your birth partner will be asked to wear one. So make sure you go with some. They probably will have them in the hospital, but just be prepared. I'm also taking eye mask and earplugs. So a tip I got from Lindsay, hypnobirthing teacher, was if you're driving in the car going to the hospital, you kind of want to zone out. So you don't want any adrenaline, you don't want to be distracted, because that can inhibit how effective labour and your contractions are. So actually wearing this to kind of just zone out, listen to your music, listen to your hypnobirthing tracks on the way to the hospital is a good idea. Also, if you give birth at say 5 in the morning and you're wanting to have a sleep through the day, this is also going to come in handy. Also, I'm precious with noise, so I've taken a couple of sets of earplugs. You'll only really be in a ward with other people when you're in the recovery room. So that can be 2, 4, 6 people. When you're in the labour suite, you have your own private room, but thereafter, these will come in handy. Just going to check my list. The only other thing that I've got really is like a temple oil. So other couple of options you might want to do is for like the environment. So if you want to take like electric candles, you can do. I'm also going to probably take my Alexa or like a Bluetooth speaker, because as I said, you're in a room yourself for labour. So you can play what music you want, you can set it up as you want, dim the lights. They won't encourage actual candles, hence why I'm saying electric candles. And also just kind of like any aromatherapy you might want as well, you might want to take along with you. So that's what I've got for the general items. I'm already at 10 minutes. I can talk for Britain, can't I? So I better hurry up. And what we're going to get on to next, if I just give myself a wee bit of time to kind of lay them out so they're easy to hand, is toiletries. One more thing I was going to mention before we got on to toiletries was I have bought an embroidered cord clamp. Reason for that is the big plastic clamp can both dig into the baby but also dig into me whilst breastfeeding. So I've decided to go with a cord clamp, which I'll show you in probably one of the videos later after I've given birth or in a post on Instagram. So moving on to toiletries, starting with the basics, I am taking small toothpaste and manual toothbrush. I will pack my electric toothbrush, but I've put this in just in case I don't remember. Hairbrush with numerous bobbles, and I've also got like a makeup thing to kind of put my hair right back if it's pissing me off at all. Probably a good thing to do. One of the big things that they say that you should take is maternity pads. Now these came in the Scottish baby box, otherwise I would recommend that you buy just overnight pads from Boots. They don't need to be branded, just heavy flow, nighttime pads. And as I said, these come in the Scottish baby box, so if you've not specifically got them, know that you'll get that about probably week 34 or 35, and you know you've got enough there to take to the hospital. For any kind of cut or tear or anything, you can hear Kyra, she's going mad, guarding the house, she takes it seriously. I've got a couple of things that were recommended. So aloe vera gel, now these things you can put actually in the pads themselves or on yourself, or a combination of both. Another tip I got was to actually put the pads with these things in the freezer and then use it, and it's like a cold compress that gives ultimate relief. So yeah, aloe vera, you'll know this from getting burnt, you know, on holiday, remember the days? And the soothing effects of that. Arnica, so I've got Arnica gel, you can also get this in tablet form, but it helps with bruising. And also a thing that was seriously recommended was Spritz for Bits from the Expert Midwife. So I've got all those things to go alongside the maternity pads in the toiletries, in my toiletries bag. I'm also going to be taking all my tablets. So you need to continue taking your multivitamins and your pregnancy tablets. I've got omeprazole for heartburn. It also happens during labour. I'm also probably going to buy some Gaviscon tablets, or alternatively buy Gaviscon yourself if you know you like the mint, for example, because I hear they give only the aniseed out in hospital. Metformin for me, I've got PCOS and I was encouraged by my doctor to continue taking them. I take more paracetamol. I'm also just putting it in the bag so that I know I've got some at hand quite quickly if and when my contractions start and I want to start with that. Iron tablets, continuing on with them, and that's all the different tablets. Then your basic, obviously your deodorant, your roll-on. Depending on what time of year it is, although I got this from the Expert Midwife, so I'm going to take it. It's Keep Your Cool, so it's a cooling spray. I've heard from a lot of people it can be extremely warm. If it is in summer, definitely recommend this, or like a small electric fan. Again, COVID times, Spritz for clean hands, so that is just like a hand cleanser. So they're in hospital anyway, but it means you've got your own. I am also taking both Dr. Pawpaw, although this is like red, so I'd probably look as if I'm trying to go for a night out whilst in labour, and Vasaline, and I've also got another one in my little handbag, because if you are on gas and air, it dries out your mouth significantly, and this is one of the big ones, in addition to like the hard-boiled sweeties that I mentioned in the previous video, that is good if you're going to be on gas and air. Little individual body wash, shampoo and conditioner. I'm also taking my face halo and some cleanser. If you want to wear makeup in labour, you can do. I've not included makeup in my bag. totally up to you. Nipple Balm and Nipple Pads. So I've got these ones free actually out of the Emma's Diary bags. You can get them, so if you sign up to the Emma's Diary app, log in and you can get free, like, is it mum to or baby, bump to baby, and like mums to be bags. Pick them up in Argos, Boots, etc. And you get like freebies and different vouchers in them. So I'm just going to take these ones to use them up. Breast pads and nipple balm. I also wear contact lenses, so cannot forget contact lenses. Case, this is a spare set because you never know. Contact lens solution and glasses, right? So that is critical for me. I really need to remember that, and I'm taking a spare set just in case because I'm not a huge fan of my glasses, but I'm taking them just in case. And the only other thing that I'm going to mention but I'm not going to take out is because it's in the freezer is colostrum. So I have harvested colostrum, which is like pre-milk. You can harvest that safely from about 36, 37 weeks pregnant. And I'm going to take that in case for any reason during the golden hour, i.e. right after birth, I cannot breastfeed my baby. Jonathan can do skin to skin and give him express colostrum instead of having to give him formula. If you want more information on that, you can go onto my Instagram. I've actually got a highlight on it, so at Lauren's Cravings, and I have a highlight on the benefits and what you know colostrum is, and why you would harvest it prior to giving birth and take it to the hospital with you. If you want a video on YouTube about it, just give me a wee shout or leave a comment. I'm more than happy to give you some more information. So that's us kind of whistled our way through the list for the toiletries, and the last thing we need to get on to is clothes. So the last thing we're going to go on to is clothes and shoes. She ain't going to go barefoot. So obviously you're going to go and rock up in an outfit, that's fine, that's one thing. A couple other essential items that I think it's probably worth mentioning. So comfort comes first. I've put it here. House coat, especially if you're in and out the water or wanting to go to the shower, using something a wee bit cozier that reminds you of home. House coat, and also some slippers. So I've taken some nice cozy slippers. Mum got me these from John Lewis. They've not been used actually, so they'll be used for the first time in labour. I've also got myself some flip-flops, apparently quite good for slipping on and off quickly, but again, also if I'm hoping for a water birth, so it keeps my slippers from getting wet. Sleeping, so because I'm wanting to breastfeed, nighties with kind of like button down here were recommended. So I've just got these off Amazon. So nice baggy nighties. They say try and stay away from trousers because you don't know, one, if you're going to be cut or torn, also if you're going to end up needing to go for an emergency C-section. So anything that might rub the scar down there, you just don't want to even have to think about it. So I was recommended nighties and also the button down because I'm hoping to breastfeed. So I have 2 of them. And I've also got kind of like one baggy oversized t-shirt just in case like baby's sick or anything at all. So that doesn't have necessarily the button down, but that is like a UK size 24, so it's really baggy. It kind of hangs off my shoulder a wee bit, so I can easily get something out if I need to. I've also downloaded, that is pregnancy brain right there. Wow, I have ordered and got big pants. So obviously you might have some maternity pants, they are really good. You want something that's going to come up in case you end up with a C-section scar, so not kind of rubbing into you. Cotton, ideally black, because there's going to be a lot of bleeding postpartum, hence the maternity pads that I mentioned. So I've got a pack of, these were a pack of 4 each, and I've pinched one out there, so I've got 7. You don't know how long you're going to be in for. Your partner can bring in more, but I was encouraged to take probably like 6+ pairs of pants. In addition to that, I've got maternity bras. So I got some new ones, and I've actually just put some other ones in here, and I've packed 4 again, just in case there's any kind of like leakage or spillage or anything, or one gets wet. So I'm probably actually going to wear one going in, but I'm likely going to also wear one in the pool. You can wear different things in the pool. A lot of women end up getting totally naked. It's totally up to you, but obviously bottom half you won't have anything on. You can wear a vest top, I have quite a big chest, so I want some support, so I'll probably just wear one of these kind of like maternity bras that can unclip quite easily for like skin to skin and feeding the baby straight away. I've got a couple of pairs of socks, so lighter socks and nice big wintry pair. Don't know how cold it's going to be in hospital, so, and also just for ones to come home in. I've got a baggy pair of trousers, so almost like harem pants, again just for ease of comfort and wear, and they kind of come up a wee bit. I've got a couple of pairs of maternity leggings, again just aim for comfort, 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 comfort. I have a couple of vest top options, so whether that's for pyjamas, but also if I want to wear one in the pool, I've got this kind of like small crop top one that I was thinking might be a possibility, but to be fair, if I'm wearing that, I might as well just wear my bra, is my thinking. A couple of maternity tops, so kind of like maternity tops that kind of like are nice and floaty as a going home outfit. And if you have any other items you want to wear going home specifically, but please keep in mind you don't know how your labour is going to go, you don't know how you're going to feel down there, if you're potentially needing to go for a C-section, but also don't worry about it too much because your partner can also go home and get you more stuff or something else if need be. So that's pretty much everything I have on my hospital bag list. I hope you have found it helpful. I know it's been quite a long video, but I found it quite useful to watch some of these and also just kind of see lists. So if you want just to look at a list of everything I've listed in this video, you can look at the description box on YouTube and it will list everything that I've included in the video that will be going in my hospital bag. So let me know what you think, press like, subscribe if you fancy any more of these videos, and just leave a comment and let me know what you think. And thank you so much for listening, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.